it's Barry Selby once again. This is Messages from the Masculine number 28. Keeping track today. Ladies, are you fiercely independent? That's what I really was saying, even though I said independently fierce. But I'll get to that in a moment. By way of introduction, if you haven't seen my videos before, my name is Barry Selby. I'm a #1 best-selling author, coach, and speaker about relationships, and also really leaning into supporting women being in their feminine. It's become a big part of my work, my coaching, and my speaking, hence this Facebook Live series called Messages from the Masculine. Today's topic basically came from some pondering, as it were, because Tuesday is this American thing called Independence Day. I'm English, in case you're wondering, even though I lived in LA for 35 years or more. But it crossed my mind about how many of women I know and clients who are so independent in their life, in their work, in their business, that they feel almost fierce about it. That there's no real, I'm going to say this, that they don't have room in their life for support. They don't have room in their life for relationship, which is of course why I work with them to help them attract the right relationship. But so many women, and I've dated women like this, so I know the feeling on the other side of it, that are so attached to their independence because they fought so hard for it. And maybe you're one of them. Maybe you're not, but maybe you're one of them. Who has fought so hard for your independence that you're unwilling to give that up in appearance to have a relationship. So I want to talk to you about a possible option. But I'm going to get that in a second too, but I want to back up at first. Many of us, men and women, have come through the paradigm of the codependent movement. Well, it's not really a movement as much as it was just a state of mind for a lot of people. From our history in our relationships and also from the way we were raised by our parents. Because it's the way we did things back then. There was a real requirement that you had to lean on each other, but it wasn't healthy. In fact, it was kind of messed up for many of our parental relationship modeling and our own learning as well. That truthfully, a lot of us were raised in a codependent environment, which meant that we couldn't live without the other person, which sounds so romantic, but it's sick, it's sad, it's not healthy. I'll get to the good thing in a moment, but I want to just drop in the two parts that are actually dysfunctional. One of those is that fierce independence I mentioned a bit earlier. And for many women out there who are entrepreneurs, business women, leaders in the world, you've worked so hard to gain your independence, to own your freedom in the world, that relationships can feel like they're going to pull from you and take from you. And I totally understand that. Because the old framework doesn't work for you. And I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. When you are doing well in the world, you want a relationship that's going to support you in that, don't you? For many women out there I know, they've had either one experience of being in a relationship, because I was this person in a past relationship for myself, where the man would be so step back and be so beta in his response, not to interfere with your work, that it'd be pointless. On the other side of the coin, for many women out there who lead in the world and do dynamic things in the world, their partners they choose dominate them and try to control them, because some men are so old school in the negative way, they don't want their woman to succeed, which I totally disagree with. So the experience women have in a relationship is one or the other. They don't realize there's a third option. And so being fiercely independent, be independently fierce as I put it, is a choice that you've made to protect yourself, to take care of yourself. So, codependence is where we come from. Independence is what a lot of you have gained, women have gained in the world, in your feminine leadership and doing your work in the world. What's the third option? Let me introduce you to a little experience or a little possibility called interdependence. Now, I talk about this in my book. I forget which chapter it was, but you can get that online if you want. I'll put the link below when I finish this broadcast. But interdependence is the elevation, if it were, or the advancement of independence to include how to be supported and be supportive and be in a collaborative relationship. Not controlled relationship, not standoffish relationship, but a collaborative relationship. And the way I would express this for my clients and what I'm looking for myself with a partner too, yes, I'm looking for a partner too, is where each partner has our own vision, our own intention, our own goals, our own mission, purpose, that either is in harmony with a partner or at least is supported by a partner. So that each partner has unique expression, unique gifts in the world that can complement each other, or they can be separate but supported by each other. This is the framework of interdependence, is where you don't need the other person, but you do intend and enjoy and love the other person. This is the evolution of relationship that I hope we're all moving into, because there's so much in our world. There's the old model that we're still growing out of, and there's some painful evidence of that in the media and around the world. I'm not saying anything more than that, just keeping that point clear. But what I recognize is that for many women, especially after the women's liberation movement, the feminist movement of the 60s and beyond, so many women have struggled through finding their own identity and their own place in the world. I commend you, I appreciate what you've been through, and I support you. And I want to show you another way of having a relationship that doesn't take away from that. And that's probably the biggest piece. So many of you out there, ladies, have become so committed to your growth, to your goals, to your success, that you don't dare allow in anything that would take away from it. And unfortunately, you've dated some men who don't respect that. And I'm sorry about that. No, I'm not apologizing for them. I did that in a Facebook Live about 3 weeks ago. You can look that up in the archives. But this one I want to talk to is the reminder of this conversation, is that it's possible to have a healthy relationship. Even with your success and your goals and your vision in the world, it's possible to attract a healthy relationship. And I've talked about that before too. So to plant the seed here, the way that you create an amazing relationship that is interdependent is you first of all get clear about what that is for you. And then you become aware how to attract that to you. Because, as I said in the last video, Facebook Live, you don't go hunting. That's the detriment to your relationship choices, because you become the alpha, and then the guys become, like I did in the past, become the beta. Not healthy. So, to wrap this up, because I want to keep this very brief and short, I am doing a Facebook Live every day. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it was on Facebook Live first. These talks are basically inspirational talks to women from the masculine. The message from the masculine is my ongoing talks about feminine leadership in so many ways. And this one, because of Independence Day, is a really powerful reminder to me about how many women I know in the world are so challenging to be around, to be blunt, because they're so caught up in the need to maintain their independence that they close out the possibility of love, of safety, of support, of friendship, of collaboration. And I want to say to you, ladies, you can have it all. Yes, I just said it. You can have it all. And being in a place of understanding that is the first step towards attracting what you want in relationship, in partnerships, in friendships, and in collaboration in the world, because we need you in a collaborative format. We need you in our friendships. We need you in our lives. I'm speaking for myself, maybe not other men, I'm not sure, but I'm speaking for all men as far as I'm concerned. That you are needed in your feminine gifts, your feminine magnificence. And so when you're fiercely independent, or independently fierce as I put it, you are caught up in a framework that is limiting your possibilities. So I think that's it. It's interesting. I do these talks for about 5-10 minutes, and usually I find myself ending in a mid-phrase, so I know that I'm at the end of my talk. So rather than reiterating everything, if you're watching the Facebook Live now, please go back and watch from the beginning, because that's where I landed everything. But if you want some support, please reach out to me. You can message me on Facebook, you can message me over YouTube, you can find my website through the link below. That's it. So again, with Independence Day coming up, remember you can have an interdependent relationship with yourself, with other people, that will change your life. And if you want help, message me. All right, I'm signing off because I'm doing too much promotion now. Take care of yourselves, and love yourself more today than you did yesterday. It will change your life.